I'm gonna start a new playlist. The playlist is gonna be tips and tricks. Today, we're gonna start with carp. So what this playlist will consist of is each species that I catch and tips and tricks on how to catch them, where to look for them, and times to catch them. So that's the idea. I'm heading down to a creek and it's been raining. So with carp, they usually will sit in front of flowing water after rain. There's a reason for that. The reason being is it's a good time for them to feed. Because they're reasonably slow fish, kangaroo on the other side of the fence, because they're a reasonably slow fish, they tend not to come flying after your lure a lot of the time. They will, however, at times rush out and hit a lure, but that's another thing, is pressure. All right, so you want to take a look at the pressure system, and especially on days where it's been somewhere low, like maybe 1,008 or maybe 1,010. And if that afternoon or towards the night you notice it's going to shoot up to 1,020, 1,018, then that's going to really put these fish on to feed. Because carp, they do really, what's the word I'm looking for? It affects them anyway. The barometric pressure plays a big part in their life, and they definitely don't feed as much if the pressure's low. So pressure's a little bit still on the low side, but it went up a little bit today. And the good part about that is we also had rain. Oh my gosh, have a look at this guy blocking off my path. Yeah, thanks mate. I don't really want to mess with a grumpy kangaroo. Can't skip. Off you go, bud. There's a couple of them. Come on, off you go. A beautiful creature, but if they're in the wrong mood, you don't want to muck around with a kangaroo. Creek's very muddy, so it'll make it... See, it makes it a bit harder sometimes, but it can make it a bit better, right? Because the carp can't see you as easily, you can sort of get right over the top of them. And I use that to my advantage a lot. I've got a size 2 hook here. I usually like a size 1 because the carp, if they feel anything strange, they're straight off it. So you sort of got to be quick because they'll spit out the hook real quick. S factor. I'll pretty much always use S factor with carp. The reason is it's not a scent. It's actually just a bite stimulant. It helps get the bite. Now when I'm looking for carp, there's a couple of spots I will search for them. And this is a great one here. Like so, weed. See this weed around the edge in the water and all that scum? You usually draw them in and they'll sit in amongst that. And they'll even feed off that stuff on the top. Sometimes you can just drop the lure right on the head. I'm not seeing any here right now, but that's alright. Because where I was actually planning on getting them is the other thing that I was speaking of. A bit of flow. So if we've got some flow from a small creek or even just a small runoff into a bigger body of water, fish will usually sit in front of that because, especially if it doesn't flow all the time, it will push things like worms and all other sorts of food in. Okay, so see how we've got a little bit of flow coming in, right? There's every chance there could be fish sitting right in front of this. A bit of flow. go around here so we can get a bit more access to that flow. The best thing to do though is stalk out the actively feeding carp. But you can catch them when you can't see them as well. It's just basically a very slow retrieve, got the little hops. And sometimes, especially in this muddier water, they'll hit with a bit of force. Nah, snag. Alright, I'll go see if I can find any actively feeding. Oh, got that snag out. Anyway, as I was saying, I'll go see if I can find any actively feeding, because if I can find the ones that are actively feeding, then I can show you a few more tips and tricks before we get ourselves onto a carp. Now, I've just seen 3 or 4 carp feeding. It's taken me a bit of a walk. I'm putting some more S factor on and we're going to talk jig head size. 1/20th, even a 1/32. Oh, crap. There's one just there. If I move, I can't move or he'll move. There's every chance we could get him. Just gotta stay still. He's just here. Wait for him to come back in. He's coming to feed again. We'll get him ready. There he is, there he is, there he is. So there you go. You're saying he was just feeding there? I knew he was eating. Crap, there's logs here. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. There's a lot of snags. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's going nuts. I only just got him, I feel like. Look at that. Just tire him out. You don't want to try and grab him too early because you've got a lot of strength. But there you go. There's a carp on lure. And that's the tips on how I usually catch them anyway. It's not a bad one. Just trying to tire him out. I know he'll go nuts as he gets close to me. No? Oh, yeah. Got him. Alright, so that's my tips on how to catch carp on lure. I'll probably try and catch a couple more now, just for fun, but yeah, he's a slob, look at him. Woo, nice fish. Well, if you're interested, there's plenty of carp footage on my channel already. I'll put some up here and another one up here. So take a look at them if you're interested in carp on lure. And that's just a bit of a video of how it's done, basically. So I hope you've enjoyed. Next species, I don't know, we might do bass, might do trout, redfin, who knows? We'll see what happens.